This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, which has spread the rays of the benediction moon. It is a light for transcendental knowledge. It is the personal transcendental bliss, and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we always be anxious. You alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. These transcendental names you possess all your transcendental energies, and not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness enable us to easily approach your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I will not thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige. It should be ready to offer all respect unto others. With such a state of mind, one can shine constantly. O my Lord, I do not desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire a beautiful woman, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want to cause this devotional service further. O Son of Mahavishnu, Krishna, I am the eternal Savior, yet somehow I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please bring me out from this ocean of death, and place me as one of the heaven of your little sweet. O my Lord, when my eyes be decorated with tears of love constantly when I chant your holy name, when my voice choke up, and when with the hands of my body turn on and the possession of his name. O Buddha, in your separation, I am considering a moment with like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like tons of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know that none but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being his presence before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he knows my worship of the Lord unconditionally.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for coming today. Yeah. It's the last day I'll be here today. Last day. And we're going to go Gurupuja for a few days. And then we try to go to Brisbane for one night, and then we fly to Malaysia. We've been invited to a program opening of a new temple in Malaysia. They paid our tickets. Yeah. And then they also paid our tickets to Manila. Because the opening of a new temple in Manila, Philippines. Then Harinam flies back to Melbourne for Rath Yatra. And I'm going to Nepal. We have a festival there, ISKCON. And then I go to Mayapur. Navagri Mandal Parikrama. And then I make Harinam Ruchi party there. Then we go Vrindavan. After Vrindavan we go to the Far East, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea. That is great. And then after that trip then we go to Europe. And Harinam Ruchi goes to Europe. pray in Amsterdam. I may go there, but then I usually go to Africa, Congo, Uganda, and then spend some time there in Africa. With my spiritual interest. I'm fortunate I'm getting engaged in preaching in my old age. Yeah.
Your next 3 to 6 months are already planned out.
Huh?
Your next 3 to 6 months or years already planned out.
Sorry?
Your next 6 to 12 months are already planned out.
Probably what?
6 to 12 months are already planned.
Yeah, but then after that, after Africa and Nepal, we go New York, Mexico, we go Latin America, we go around again. The last 10 years we're doing this.
So 10th time around the world?
Yeah. But the same thing everywhere. You go on the street, Hare Krishna. Doesn't matter where you are, you know, do the same thing. With the local devotees, you know. Wherever you're in Mexico, you go with local devotees. When you're in Buenos Aires, you go with local devotees. When you go in Santiago, you go with local devotees.
Yes, you're reminding them how to do it.
Well, everybody knows. But they get encouraged. There we go. Actually, I want to say something. If you don't mind. Because I was there when Prabhupada was there many times at the Gurupuja. The Gurupuja festival was a daily Gurupuja with Prabhupada. And that was before the class. So, I remember in Mayapur especially, many sannyasis were there. And this took place, and in London also every temple. First the Govinda prayers, okay? Govinda, Hare Krishna,
Govinda, Hare Krishna.
And then Prabhupada would bow down, and then he would take Jainamrita. One time he was in Los Angeles. This is an interesting story. Because, you know, he tasted the Jainamrita. Who has done this? And one Mataji who was doing that, preparing the Jainamrita, is supposed to make some sweet thing with the Jainamrita, but she had made salt. Sorry, Prabhupada, I made a mistake. Prabhupada said, the Gagamuni said, put someone responsible in charge of this. Anyway, so then Prabhupada would walk to his Vyasa, which is on the opposite, just like here. And Prabhupada's Vyasa was there in many temples. And then we would sing Gurupuja. Gurupuja Rama Kevala Bhakti Sarma. And Prabhupada would also be writing his cartels and remembering his Guru Maharaj. Remember, this is going back, like you have the picture. The secret is going back to original Guru, Adi Guru is Krishna. Original Guru is Krishna. So feel, he's not supposed to feel anyway, that all the adoration is coming to me. It's going through him. He's a spiritual master is considered to be a transparent via media. Transparent via media to Krishna. He's not thinking, oh, everyone loves me. Everyone's worshipping me. It doesn't feel like that. Because, oh no, I'm doing this service for my disciples, to be a spiritual master, and do my service to my Guru Maharaj, and his Guru Maharaj, and Lord Chaitanya, and Krishna. So anyway. So then the kirtan starts to warm up. And the bhajan finishes. And the bhajan finishes. And the conch is blown. But that doesn't mean everybody goes to the deities. We never did that. Because Prabhupada was on his Vyasa. We never turned our back on Prabhupada and went to the deities. Because we already worshipped the deities. Govinda, Adipurusha, Tamamada. So then we stood around Prabhupada and we had a big kirtan. And then everybody's dancing like crazy. Sometimes there were like 5, 6, 10 sannyasis dancing with their sticks, like tribal dances in Africa. And, turning around and fighting. And Prabhupada, because there was a big mound of flowers, Prabhupada would pick up the flower and then throw them on his disciples, on them. So it was a great event. It was like the high point of the day. Prabhupada was in ecstasy with the kirtan and throwing the flowers. Yeah, so then, after the kirtan stopped, then class. And we were all sitting on Prabhupada. And so I'm not saying I'm not interfering with management, but I always feel sorry, that everyone turns up before the Jayadvani prayers, even before there was no Jayadvani prayers. And everybody left to see the deities. And it's not just here, it's all over the world. Because we think, well, Prabhupada is just plastic. He's not really there. That's what we tend to think, because we're conditioned souls. Arche, Vasabras, Arche, Sirati. We think the deity is made of stone, marble, or wood. We tend to think like that. So we think, well, Prabhupada, we worship him. In Mayapur, what they do is they bring the deity from the altar. And in other temples, they bring the small deity from the altar. And they bring it to the Vyasa. And then we worship through the Gurupuja. And then after the Gurupuja, they bring it back. But still, why are we having, my question is, because there's many questions about deity worship, which have to be thought about. Why we have a Vyasa here is Prabhupada. And my understanding is that the deity of Prabhupada on the altar is for the offering. In Mayapur, there are many deities, Asa Shakti, Madhamadava, Big Madhamadava, Small Madhamadava. And they only have one offering plate for Prabhupada. They offer all through one plate. And Prabhupada does the offering for everyone. He's a biomedia, transparent biomedia. Okay, but still, my understanding is that the Prabhupada on this Vyasa is a different consideration. He's a member of the public. He sees himself as a servant, and it's different from Prabhupada on the altar. That's what I think. So anyway, I just thought I would share this with you. This is what used to happen in Mayapur and Vrindavan. Wherever Prabhupada was, we would stay with him because he's the founder of Charya. Just like in Ramanu Sampradaya, he's the founder of Charya. Something special. Yeah. Actually, do you have a sign there? If you have a good sign, ISKCON founder of Charya, you can find your face. And in other sampradayas, the founder of Charya is worshipped especially because he established the deities, established the movement, established the books, established the routine. And so I always feel disappointed. I can't help it. You may say, well, you're a disciple of Prabhupada, so you feel disappointed. But we want to go and worship Radha Swamasundara and chant for Radha. And who gave us Radha Swamasundara? Who taught us this process? You know. So why not? We stay with Prabhupada. That's what I'm thinking. Why we not stay with Prabhupada, dance before Prabhupada, and at least act as though we believe he's a person sitting on the Master's hand. It's difficult for us, conditioned souls, our change, and to think that the spiritual master is a representative of God, not an ordinary person like Mahavishnu, Swami, a crazy guy. You know? Why we should think he's a representative of God? So, condition, this is actually Naraki Buddhi. If we think that the deity is made of stone or brass, or the spiritual master is made of his only person, or the founder jar is made of plastic, fiberglass. This is actually Naraki Buddhi. It has its mentality. So we're all of us, we're headed, it's a fact. But sadhana bhakti means we're practicing not to be hellish. We're practicing to be pure devotees. So I feel personally, I'm not in the management and I can only just express my feelings, is that at least we should try and stay with Srila Prabhupada until after the Jayavani prayer. After the Jayavani prayer. After the Gurupuja is finished, that's why we stay with Prabhupada. And do kirtan for Prabhupada. We do nice formations. Prabhupada used to be pleased. Devotees are doing nice dances, and he used to feel happy. And then he used to give a class. Anyway, I'm just sharing this with you. You can talk about it in the management, what to do, because this is your habit, you generally do this. So I'm not interfering. I'm just saying, why not? Stay with Prabhupada until after the after that's finished, then you could say, Lotus feet of the spiritual master. Then you could have class. But now, not just here, in London and other temples. Everyone leaves Prabhupada. And Prabhupada didn't do that. Prabhupada, he sat on the other side. And everyone stayed with him. Anyway, thank you very much. Please excuse me. What's this place called?
Auckland?
Adelaide. Huh?
Adelaide?
Adelaide, Maharaj. Adelaide.
Adelaide Donkey.
Yeah.
It's called Adelaide Donkey.
Yeah.
I forgot. Adelaide Donkey. The Murray.
Yeah. Murray River.
Huh?
Murray.
Harry?
No, Murray.
Murray. He went to Sri Devi Bhakti Devi Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Sankirtan Devi Ki, Chaitanya Bhakti Krishna Ki, and the Prasad of Krishna Ki, Chaitanya Protection Ki, Samvasa Bhakti Ki, Gopanandi, all dress Samvasa all dress Samvasa, all dress Samvasa. Bhakti Kasiro Ki, my Bhakti Kasiro. Yeah. Actually, I played the accordion for many years, like 10 years. But I was getting older and the accordion weighed about 8-9 kilos. So I was in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, in 2022. I was leading a case on the front of Lord Jagannath. Rath Yatra was just starting. And many people joining in. I guess I was feeling puffed up, Wow, I'm such a good kid, I'm a leader, everything, I'm so brilliant. And then all of a sudden, my knee, the meniscus of my knee cracked. Very, very pain. And I said, Vishnu John, because he said, come on. I said, Vishnu John, my knee has gone. He didn't understand. So then I struggled right to the end of the Rath Yatra. I took prasadam. I was lying there taking prasadam. And then Vishnu John came on. Because after Rath Yatra, you go and do more kirtan. I said, Maharaj, come on. I can't move. And then they carried me to the car. And then we went to the hospital and checked it out. He said, there's no broken bones. He did an X-ray. He said, there's no broken bones. It must be your meniscus. There's a jelly, cartilage or something in your knee. So they gave me some crutches and then I went back to the temple and I thought, what to do? Argentina, everything's expensive. They don't have any Indian community there, Argentina. Hardly any in Mexico, hardly any in Santiago. So there's no support for the devotees. I know what it's like as an Indian community or Nepali community. There's doctors, there's hospitals, there's run by devotees, It's easy sailing, But in Santiago, no doctors live. So I just bought a ticket. Somehow I bought a ticket back to Nepal. We have physiotherapists, we have doctors, we have clinics. Just rested up. I rested up for 2 or 3 months. I tried everything. I tried Reiki, and physiotherapy, exercises every day, Ayurvedic, God Vinod, Ayurvedic doctor came, gave me special diet, and there was even a devotee who knows tantric. And it took 1 day to birth, the time, everything, what happened. He gave me some things to bury under a tree. It's not funny. He said it will be okay after 90 days. Special ladus, a knife, a red cotton cloth, buried under a tree, certain time. And then I used to lie in the sun every morning, get the morning sun, Surya mantras. So by blessings, and then Vishnu John came. After my airport, so that was like 1, 2, 3. After 3 or 4 months, Vishnu John came with Harinam. And I told him all about it. And he said, well, let's go downtown, look at a keyboard. It might be much lighter. So we went, and much cheaper, Accordions, how much accordion costs? You can't get a decent accordion for less than $1,000. America. And a good one like I have was just in 2000, 3000. This only costs $50. Something goes wrong and throws away and get a new one. So that was it when I started to play this. Did you like it? Different instruments? Play the trumpet. You like this?
Yes.
Trumpet and different things. I like it. Anyway, that's... So back to Casio. Maybe the Casio company is... back to Mr. Casio will be doing some devotional service. Actually, Sankirtan movement purifying the whole world. Like the mind, they have to make this metal, they have to get the iron from somewhere. So when everything is being used in Krishna service, the whole world is getting purified. Yeah? The trees, Australia, they make the concrete, the architects, everyone's getting purified by the devotees offering everything to Krishna. Yeah, it's a big thing. Prabhupada started a big thing for human society. All over the world, with Gurupuja, Darshanaki, books distributed, books being printed, It's just Sankirtan Yoga. Because human society has forgotten, has lost track, they've lost the plot. Living in a godless society. People don't really believe in God. They go to church, they go to temple, and what do? They pray, oh God, give us this God. I was a Christian, and this is our prayer. It's a good prayer. Very nice prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your name should be glorified. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is devotional service. This is normal. This is very nice. Then next one. Give us this day our daily bread. Please give us this day our daily bread. He's not giving us bread already. He's feeding he's feeding the ants, he's feeding the elephants, feeding the trees, feeding the mosquitoes. He's feeding everyone. Why we pray? Oh God, give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses, forgive us our sins, as we forgive them that trespass against us. It's a very nice, it's a good prayer. The Lord's Prayer is brilliant. But generally most religions, most faiths, are not pure devotional service. We're wanting something from God. So, this is the problem. So, lots of times the Guru is teaching pure devotional service. Nadana Janana Sundarim Kavikama Kavishakamaya Mama Janmani Janmani Bhavata Bhakti. So, okay. Give me your mobile phone. I want the Galaxy 25. I want to go Galaxy 14. Oh, Krishna, help me. So which verse now?
1084.
42?
1084:39.
10:84:39.
pretty right there.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Text 39.
You read 38 by yourself and we do 39 together.
Oh, there's the purple. Okay. 38. Okay, we'll read 38 by myself. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vitatsalam Yakadane Krihe Tala Vitatsalam Atma Loku Salam Deva Kalena Visujan Buddha Rame Tvak Satsina Amen Yayin Yayur Dearest Tapovalam. Okay. An intelligent person should learn to renounce his desire for wealth by performing sacrifices and acts of charity. He should learn to renounce his desire for wife and children by experiencing family life. And he should learn to renounce his desire for promotion to a higher planet in his next life. O saintly Vasudeva, by studying the effects of time, self-controlled sages who have thus renounced their attachment to household life go to the forest to perform austerities. Can I have a cushion for my knee, please? Please repeat. An intelligent person should learn to renounce his desire for wealth by performing sacrifices and acts of charity. He should learn to renounce his desire for wife and children by experiencing family life. And he should learn to renounce his desire for promotion to a higher planet. In his next life. O saintly Vasudeva. By studying the effects of time. Self-controlled sages who have thus renounced their attachment to household life, go to the forest to perform austerities. Text 39. Renice, Shivir, Dijo, Dato, Devarshi, Vichna, Prabhu, Yagyajayana, Ruchais, Kani, Anistirya, Chajan, Pate, Vinayashtivi Vijojato, Devarshi Pichunam Prabhu, Yagyajayana Puchastan, Chajanpate Vinashtivi Vijodhato Devarishi Pitrina Prabhu Yagyajayana Putraisan Yanishtiga Chajanpate Vinashtivi Vijodhato Devarishi Pitrina Prabhu Yagyajayana Putraistan Anishtiga Jajanpate
Putranam Prabho Yajnadhyayana Putrastani Anistirya Tyajanpate Devarshi Putranam Prabho Yajnadhyayana Putrastani Anistirya Tyajanpate Devarshi Putranam Prabho Yajnadhyayana Putrastani Anistirya Tyajanpate
Just to refresh our minds, they were about to leave Gurupuja. Seeing that they were about to leave, this is the previous verse, the renowned Vasudeva approached the sages after bowing down to them and touching their feet. He spoke to them with carefully chosen words. You see, Vasudeva, the father of Vasudeva and Devaki, mother and father of Krishna, right? They were there in Kurukshetra. So then Vasudeva asked this question. Shri Vasudeva said, obeisances to you, the residences of all the demigods, all the great sages. Please hear me. O sages, kindly tell us how the reactions of one's work can be counteracted by further work. That was his question. So then, text 30, so Nagamuni jumped in with some kind of idea. So Nagamuni said, O Brahmanas, O sages, it is not surprising that in his eagerness to know, Vasudeva has asked us about his ultimate benefit, for he considers Krishna a mere boy. So he's the father of Krishna and Devaki mother. So, you know, then Narayana kind of It's amazing, you know, that although he thinks of Krishna as his child, he's asking this like philosophical question. So then the next verse was, in this world, familiarity breeds contempt. For example, one who lives on the banks of the Ganges might travel to some other body of water to be purified. The Supreme Lord's awareness is never disturbed by time, by the creation and destruction of the universe, by changes in its own qualities, or by anything else, whether self-caused or external. Although the consciousness of the personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme One without a second, is never affected by material distress, by the reactions of material work, or by the constant flow of nature's modes, ordinary persons sometimes think that the Lord is covered by his own creation of prana and other material animals, just as one may think that the sun is covered by clouds, snow, or an eclipse. Text 34. Shukadeva Goswami continued. Shukadeva Goswami is talking to, who is he talking to? Shukadeva Goswami, who is he talking to? Maharaj Parikshit. The sages then spoke again. O king, addressing Vasudeva, while all the kings, along with Lord Achyuta and Lord Rama, listened. Krishna and Balarama are listening at Kurukshetra. Interesting. Vasudeva asked the sages this question. What can we do about our karma? We're working in this material world. How can we get free of our karma? He asked them this question. And Krishna and Balarama were listening. Can everyone, is my voice clear?
Yes.
Because sometimes I can't hear on this mic. If you speak too close, then it becomes muffled. But if you speak a distance away, okay. The sages said, it has been definitely concluded that work is counteracted by further work when one executes Vedic sacrifices as a means of worshipping Vishnu, the Lord of all sacrifices, with sincere faith. In other words, devotion serves what everyone does. I won't give a purport, Prabhupada didn't give a purport. Learned authorities who see through the eye of scriptures have demonstrated that this is the easiest way of subduing the agitated mind and attaining liberation, and that it is a sacred duty which brings joy to the heart. Doing work for Krishna. 37. This is the most auspicious path for a religious householder of the thrice-born orders, to selflessly worship the personality of Godhead with wealth honestly obtained. 38. An intelligent person should learn to renounce his desire for wealth by performing sacrifice and acts of charity. He should learn to renounce his desire for wife and children by experiencing family life. And he should learn to renounce his desire for promotion to higher planets in his next life, or saintly Vasudeva, by studying the effects of time. Self-controlled sages who have thus renounced their attachment to household life go to the forest to perform austerities. So now we come to today. Okay, we'll do the word for word now. Renai, with debts. Trivihi, three. Bija, a member of the thrice-born classes. Jataha, is born. Deva, to the demigods, Rishi, sages, Rucha, Vichina, and forefathers, Prabhu, O Master, Vasudeva, Yajna, by sacrifice, Adhyayana, study of the scriptures, Guru and begetting children, Dhani, these debts, anesthesia, not liquidating, Shajan, leaving this body, Patet, he falls down. Translation. Dear Prabhu, a member of the thrice-born classes is born with three kinds of debts. Those owed to the demigods, to the sages, and to his forefathers. If he leaves his body without first liquidating these debts by performing sacrifice, studying the scriptures, and begetting children, he will fall down into a hellish condition. Dear Prabhu, a member of the thrice-born classes is born with three kinds of debts. Those owed to the demigods, to the sages, and to his forefathers. If he leaves his body without first liquidating these debts, by performing sacrifice, studying the scriptures, and begetting children, he will fall down into a hellish condition. Purport by the language. Oh no, it's not. The disciples should have Prabhupada. Prabhupada, before he left, he made maybe you don't know this. Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, he was very close to leaving his body. So the governing body commission, GBC, came to see Prabhupada. And they asked him some questions. One was how the disciplic succession would continue, and Prabhupada explained that. And then they asked, well, who will continue Srimad Bhagavatam if you leave now, and you've given us the Krishna book, and the Krishna book only goes up to the Brahma Vimohan. So couples go without puja, the Brahma Vimohan. That was the last purport that Prabhupada gave. So they asked Prabhupada, who's going to finish your Bhagavatam? And then Prabhupada said, well, it has to be, some self-realized person has to do it. So it's a question of realization. And then left it up to TBC to decide who would continue the Bhagavatam. And the Bhagavatam decided on Vidayananda Maharaj, who was a Sanskrit scholar, one of the senior devotees, and later became a spiritual master. And then he formed a team, Gurupuja and BVT. They formed a team because a lot of research. Prabhupada was deeply studied all the Guru Parampara. Actually, it's an interesting leela. The Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and he come up to the 10th canto. And he was starting to prepare to translate the 10th canto and the purports. And he didn't have the book, 10th canto, Dasamaskanda. Because, you know, in Delhi, they produce all the books, not Gurupuja press, but other presses. They produce all the Bhagavatam with the tikas, the commentaries of all the acharyas. And Navatika, actually, in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, there's a Navatika Bhagavatam. It's very interesting, actually, because each sloka is there, and then on each page there's a sloka, it's Devanagari. Then there's sorry, on the top of the page, it's just like this, you know. The Sanskrit is there. And then there's 9 commentaries. Madhvacharya, Sridhar Swami, Ramanujacharya, Sanatana Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Vaishnava. 9 commentaries. A previous acharya on every verse. Can you believe it? So what did Prabhupada do? Did he just read the Sanskrit and shoot off on the top of his head some purple? No. He would read all the commentaries of the previous acharyas, and then he would write his purports. So Prabhupada's purports are not ordinary. The Bhaktivinoda purports are a summary or condensation of all the whole parampara, Madhvacharya also. It's totally amazing. Our good fortune to have this Bhagavatam. And then he read all these commentaries. So Mahavishnu went to Delhi, my god-brother Mahavishnu went to Delhi, he searched all the bookshelves, and he found this Dasama Skanda by 10 times, and he brought it back to Prabhupada. It's amazing, man. I learned how important it was that Prabhupada was writing a purport. So actually there's no need to study any other books, actually. And what after Prabhupada left, Sridhar Maharaj and Gopi Paranadhana, they formed a team. So they studied all these commentaries of the previous acharyas for every verse, just like Prabhupada did. So then they wrote the purport. So here you see there's some reference to previous acharyas. Okay? Concerning the special obligations of a Brahmin, the Shruti states, concerning the special obligations of a Brahmin, the Shruti states, Jayamano Bhai Brahmanastribir Rinivan Jayate Brahmacharyena Vishibhyo Yagyena Devabhya Prajaya Pichabhya. Whenever a Brahmin takes birth, 3 debts are born along with him. He can pay his debt to the sages by celibacy, his debt to the demigods by sacrifice, and by his debt to his forefathers by begetting children. Wow, that's interesting. Amazing. So these are the Shruti mantras, like the Manu Samhita. They have all this information. Om Gana Janandasya Janandana Salakaya Chakshusam Galitam Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mahavishnu Savitam Jaya Bhutale Swami Rupakiramaya Adati Swami Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radhikalanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, So we don't have much time now. I talked about other things. But I'll jump ahead because I believe in this chapter, this verse is going to come up about devotional service. Because sometimes in Nepal, for instance, there's one Maori gentleman, he's passed away now. He was called Anyway, he was a Maori gentleman. He's a devotee, disciple of Jaipataka Maharaj. He always used to organize the Rath Yatra festival. Simaraj. So he asked me, well, what do we do? Do we do the Shraddha ceremony for our forefathers? For our mother and father who passed away, should we do the Shraddha ceremony? Because in Maori Sampradaya, they have, Maori culture, they have, especially for Shraddha ceremony for your family, and for your grandfather, your great-great-grandfather. And all these, they're called Karmakanda. It's called Karmakanda. I think you all know this. You all know, I don't have to tell you. Generally in Hindu's family they have the demigods also, so on some maybe separate altar. And they have pictures of their parents and their family members. It's like the birthday of their parents. Well, there's a special day for Shraddha performances. And generally in Nepal, everybody does it the same day. And it's an important ceremony. But his question was, do Vaishnavas have to do this? We are Vaishnavas. And, we all know Sarvadama Prachaja, Manakam Saranam Antam Sarvapavekyo, I will be forgiven for all our sins if we just surrender to Krishna. No problem. No worries. As you say in Australia, no worries. Do not fear Masuja. Don't worry. Don't worry, Arjuna, killing your grandfather. Don't worry, killing your martial arts teacher. Don't worry if all the women become, exploited because they don't have husbands. Don't worry if there's unwanted children, delinquents in human society like today. Don't worry. Don't worry. So Arjuna was worried about all these things. In the end, Krishna says, just surrender to me, don't worry. I look after you. I look after you, that's my mother, not yours. You just surrender to me. Me alone. Mam Ekam. Not to all the demigods, to Ganesh, to this demigod, Shiva. Just like you go into a Hindu, for instance in Congo, I won't accuse you of anything. In Congo, in Kinshasa, there's I speak nicely, because they have a Hindu manda, and there's one altar, and everyone's on that altar. Ganesh, Radha Krishna, Shiva, you name it, it's there. Jagannath is there also. And also, gurus are there, Sai Baba, Logan, it's all one basically. But they're very nice to us. We come and do kirtan. When they have Rath Yatra in Kinshasa, they have their Rath Yatra indoors. Because the Hindu community is very small. They built a beautiful temple because they're rich. And the Hindus are always rich. They worshiping so many demigods. You worship Lord Shiva, you become very rich. But Vaishnava, Paul, that's another story. So they invite us to do the kirtan at their Rath Yatra, which is indoors. Because the Hindus don't have a good relation with the locals, Africans, and the government. But we had 2 Rath Yatras now. We've had 2 Rath Yatras. And in public, because we're all, our temple president, everyone, they're blacks, the Congolese. We preach to the Congolese, and we run by the Congolese. We're registered with the Congolese government, everything's Congolese. We're local in Africa. Unlike in East Africa, everything's run by the Hindus, Indians. But in West Africa, Nigeria, Bhakti Swami, he's black American, so he managed to, all the temples are run by the black people, the local people. Unlike here, this is run by the local Aussies. It's run by the Indians, the people. So the Aussies don't want to come. This is Hindi. It's racial. We're all racial. We all stick together because we speak the same language, we eat the same food, right? We worship the same gods. So birds of a feather flock together. So therefore there's racialism, especially East Africa, South Africa. ISKCON is run by Indians, basically. So we don't want to repeat performance here in Adelaide. We want us to be full of local people. Yeah. Don't we? This is Lord Chaitanya's desire. Raja Bhumite Hola Manusya Janmaya Janma Sataka Karo Parabhaka. This is welfare. We're here, we're Hindus, okay, but we have to give our version of Hinduism to these Aussies, because they're just white apples. They're white aborigines. They say, oh, what is the use of these aborigines? They just get drunk and they lie on the street. But we've seen, I hope no one's recording this. We see that the aborigines, they also get drunk. I mean, the whites. The Aussies, they just get drunk. Anyway, what to do? This is the side we're going off and on. We're talking about the Hindus, and we're talking about the supermarket, like so many deities and Temple and in Jagannath. So we performed our own Rath Yatra outside by permission of the government. So it was a great occasion. So we'll be performing another Rath Yatra in Congo with the local people. So where were we now? I got lost. Can someone give me a clue where I was? Charlottesville, yeah! So, the question was from Singharaj, I'm a disciple of Jagannatha Maharaj. Do I have to perform Shraddha ceremony? That was an interesting question. So then I quoted this verse, which I believe comes in this chapter ahead, that if you're fully surrendered to Mukunda, Devasi Bhutapta Ninam Pritinam, Devasi Bhutapta Ninam Pritinam, it's nice. Krishna's taking it away and getting puffed up. I thought I knew this verse. Devasi Bhutapta Ninam Pritinam, Nakinkaro Naya Nicharajan, Sarvamanaya Sharanasaranyam Gacho Mukunda Parichakatam. So Devashi, that means the great sages, the demigods, they put out the people in general. Devashi Bhutata Ninam, Pitrinam, and that's to the forefathers. Devashi Bhutata Ninam Pitrinam, Nakinkar Nayam Nadichura. Oh, Maharaj Brixit. Devashi Bhutata Ninam Pitrinam, Nakinkar Nayam Nadichura. Sarvamanaya Sharanasa, by complete surrender to Mukunda, all your debts are finished. You don't owe anyone anything by surrendering to Krishna. You don't have to observe your father's birthday, you don't have to offer shraddha, you don't have to do anything. This is a heavy verse. And his Prabhupada quotes it 3 times in the Bhagavad Gita purports. 3 times. Because it means, Mamcha Yoga Vicharina, Bhakti Yoga in the Sevate, Sagulam, Sabati Chaitan, Brahma Goyaya Kapate. As soon as we engage in devotional service, we rise above the modes of material nature and come to the spiritual platform. So that's the idea, that's perfection. Perfection. If we can do that, that's perfection. So we should try for that. Through the Sankirtan movement, give up everything and just surrender to Lord Chaitanya and go above the modes and spread this movement, the mission of Lord Chaitanya. That's what we should do. You know, we should even not worry about our debts to our forefathers, our family, our pitris, or anything. Because Krishna will look after us. There's a famous verse, maybe you know this one. You probably know this one. Ananda Shinta Atoma, Ejana Parishita, Yoga Kshema Bhanya. Yoga Kshema Bhanya. Krishna will personally bring anything. So why worry about your job anymore? Why worry about anything? Krishna is going to provide. As long as we are Ananya Shinta Yantuma, as long as we have, how do you say, pure devotion service. But, who can do pure devotion service? We've come from material life. We're used to, looking after ourselves, our family, our religion, our faith, our job, we're contaminated. So what do we do? What did Lord Chaitanya say we should do? Did he say we should give up our job, give up our family, give up all our cultural rituals, Hindu or Muslim rituals? What should we do? Or Christian rituals? No. He said, this happened in Rajamundry. Some of you from Rajamundry, Vishnupatnam. Lord Chaitanya is teaching Ramananda Roy. He asked Ramananda Roy. And he was traversing, he was asking Ramananda Roy, because he was, I believe he was Vishaka in Krishna Lila. So Lord Chaitanya was Krishna in Krishna Lila, and then Lord Chaitanya was Lord Chaitanya in Lord Chaitanya's Lila. So he was asking, what is the best thing we can do in this life? So there were various answers. And Lord Chaitanya was rejecting them. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But then the one thing Lord Chaitanya accepted, Jnane Prayasam Uddapasya Namantam Eva Jivanti Samna Koritam Bhavadiya Vatam Stane Sita, Shutikita, that Krishna will be conquered if you just stay in your position. Whatever position you are. You may be a businessman, a doctor, you may be a Hindu in Australia, you may be a, whatever you are. You may be a businessman, you may be a train driver, you may be astronaut. It doesn't matter. Stane Sita, Shrutigana. You have to hear from give up the mental speculation. I am this body, I belong to this community, and so on and so on and so on. And just hear from the pure devotees. So that's ISKCON. That's why we have all these books. So that we can just stay in our position. We may be Hindus, we may be Muslims, Christian, whatever. Who cares? Read Prabhupada's books, hear Prabhupada's lectures, and do Harinam, do the Kirtan at home. And this way we become purified. Actually, you don't have to go to the forest, like it's being mentioned here. You don't have to go to, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He had 13 children, 12 children maybe. He never took sannyas. He was a grihastha, a married man. And many of his devotees are married men. They have children, and they're chanting Hare Krishna, and they're going back to Godhead. They have beautiful temples at home, and they offer their food in front of the sun, and they bring up their children. They procreate children to be devotees of Krishna. So it's not demanding that everyone become a fool like Mahavishnu Swami, dancing with a crazy hat. You don't have to do that. You can sit, and you can do what you're doing here, wonderful. Make a great temple in Adelaide, expand it, and make a department for the Aussies who don't like the Hindus, probably, and make a separate arrangement for them. So this is very nice. Thank you all for being a host and for tolerating myself and our party, and please excuse our offenses. And if anybody wants to buy Bhagavatam, I talked a bit about Bhagavatam. Any more Bhagavatam sets, if you don't have, you can take one. I give my signature and blessing. So any questions, please? Five minutes for prasadam. Habiram, prasadam's on time?
Yes, no, that's right.
9 o'clock. On 9:30.
That's right,
9:30.
8:30.
Question? Is there a question? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you Maharaj for your class. According to this statement from the Shruti, from the commentary, saying whenever a Brahmana takes birth, and within ISKCON, most of us are Sudras who are given Brahman initiation, who have become qualified to become Brahmanas. So it's here saying whoever is born as a Brahmana. So it's a different consideration, according to this statement.
A nice question. He's asking about the purport. He says in following verse, Dear Prabhu, a member of the twice-born classes is born with 3 kinds of debts. Those owed to the demigods, to the sages, and to his forefathers. If he leaves his body without first liquidating these debts by performing sacrifice, studying the scriptures, or begetting children, he will fall down into a hellish condition. Prabhu, concerning the special obligations of a Brahmin, the Shruti states, Jayamano Vai Brahmanas Kibir Rinavan Jayate Brahmacharya Shibya Yagdena Devabhya Pranaya Pritibhya. Whenever a Brahmin takes his birth, 3 debts are born along with him. He can pay his debt to the sages by celibacy, his debt to the demigods by sacrifice, and by his debt to his forefathers by begetting children. So what's your question? Front mic?
So,
Loudly.
according to this statement, it's saying that those are of the one of the twice born classes, which means Brahmana, Vaishya, and Brahmana, Sattva, Vaishya, that they are supposed to do these sacrifices. But most of us, we are born in Sudra category. Maybe some of us are Vaishya or Brahman family. But we are not required to follow these, let's say, expectations of the scripture. So, seemingly that we don't have to perform these sacrifices because we are not from twice-born families.
Yeah, so that's the message of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said that Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Shudra Kirinai. Ye Krishna Tattva Veta, say Guru Hai. Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Shudra Kirinai. Ye Krishna Tattva Veta, say Guru Hai. So, it doesn't matter one's varna, but if one knows the science of Krishna, one can become Guru. Also in Bhagavad Gita it says, Mami Partha, Krishna says, Mami Partha, Vyapasitya, Yepisyu, Papayona, Stri Sura Tatavaishas, Devayanti Param Kritim. Krishna said, one who surrenders unto me, Mami Partha Vyapasitya, Yepisyu, Papayona, sinful birth, Sri, woman, Sudra, worker, Vaishyas, and so on, or even lower, they can attain the supreme destination if they surrender to me, Mami Pashita. Well, those who surrender to me. So this is the basic teaching of our philosophy. This is, this is above Varnashram Dharma. Just like Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family. He's Namacharya, Haridas Thakur. He was born in a Muslim family. And he was glorified by Advaitacharya, who is, in the Panchatattva. Advaitacharya is the one with the beard. And actually he's an incarnation of Sadashiva. So Advaitacharya was doing the Shraddha ceremony. And in Bengal, the Shraddha ceremony to the forefathers is offered to the most elevated person, the plate. I don't quite understand the ritual, but he offered it to Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family, because he was Namacharya. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur was chanting 192 rounds per day. 192 rounds per day. We can only finish at 16. And And before he finished his rounds, he wouldn't eat and he wouldn't sleep. Actually, his incarnation of Lord Brahma. It's inconceivable what he was doing. But he was offered the Shraddha plate, to honor the devotees fully surrendered to Krishna.
Yeah.
The point is that Lord Chaitanya's movement is for everyone. It doesn't matter what birth you have. And Prabhupada, he showed this by his example. He gave his mercy to everyone. He didn't ask, are you Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? Because in the West, we are Malecha. We Chandala Malecha. Who knows what we're eating before we met Prabhupada? We don't talk about what we're doing. But it's Patita, Lord Chaitanya's Patita Pavana and Patita Pavana. Tava Avatar. Most of all Patita Pavana they are. Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation of Krishna, because he's directly giving love of Krishna. Namo Mahavanaya Krishna Prayatayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namo Sujana. Still, the Goswamis have indicated Anukulyasa Sankalpa Pratikulyasa Vajana. What's the next one? The main point is that whatever is favorable for devotional service, we can do. So we may not be so elevated that we can, be able to fully surrender to Krishna. So some things maybe in our culture may be favorable, some may be unfavorable. So if you go to someone's having a Shraddha festival for their parents, and you go along and have a big kirtan, and you offer prasad, and everyone has a big festival for their forefathers. It's a big kirtan. It's a big kirtan, everyone takes prasad. So what's wrong with that? It's good. There's always some excuse for kirtan in Hare Krishna. My child has a birthday. I mean, who cares about birthday? We're not this body, we're spirit souls. So why have birthdays? But if we have a nice kirtan, a nice festival, it's favorable, right? Let's do it. Why not? Everything can be dovetailed with the Hare Krishna movement. In some countries, like South Africa, some guy buys a big car, Maserati, and he wants me to drive it. They put tilak on the front of the car, and they say some mantras, and you know what I mean? And I drive around the temple in the car. And there's a big kirtan and prasadam, and he gives a big donation to the temple. And everyone has a big feast because he's bought a car. But we all have a big feast, he gives a big donation, and it's favorable. We can spend the money for Krishna. We can dovetail everything for Krishna. That's the way I see it. Lord Chaitanya's movement is very merciful. That everyone somehow they contribute for Krishna. It's transcendental movement. Thank you very much. I think I'll finish now. Srila Prabhupada ki, Mahaprasad ki, Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara, Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara, Nanda Kumara, Nanda Gopala, Nanda Kumara, Nanda Gopala, Mohan Rupa, Mohan Rupa, Nanda Kumara. Jaya Jaya Deva
Jaya Jaya Deva
Govinda Hari Gopala Hari
Govinda Hari Gopala Hari
Govinda Hari Gopala Hari
Govinda Hari Gopala Hari
Jaya Prabhu Nitya Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara Nanda Kumara Calling on the Lord Son of Kings. What is that written, huh? What's new?
He's holding his God, Mr. Swami Maharaj. So 26 January, he'll be here next. Right after next year. Or he will get 26 January, he'll be here next year.
Chaitanya, which place?
But it's mentioned on the side in front of the hole.
Yeah, I already changed.
Same place we went that 2 days back.
Oh, okay.
2,000 people on the Yes, until March.